Well, good day from all of us at Americas Group. I want to thank you for coming over to YouTube to visit with us for just a couple of minutes so that we can talk about our investing strategy called indexing. Essentially, what indexing allows you to do is to harness the horsepower of the stock market without engaging in the volatility of losses that come from investing in the stock market. So, in other words, gains become new principal, and we're going to look quickly at a chart that's going to show you what that means. So let's just use an example of investing $100,000. Here we are, year one of your investment, $100,000. We're actually going to compare you and your neighbor with the same investment. You're investing $100,000 in the indexing strategy. Your neighbor's investing $100,000 in the stock market. So in a lot of cases, what you'll see in the indexing is that you'll get the same gains as the stock market. Sometimes you'll get a little bit less of a gain, but keeping in mind, because you can't lose money, you're capturing those gains. So even though the gains aren't always the same or as large as what you'll get in the stock market, you don't get any of the losses. So we're going to see how powerful that can be. So again, looking at this first year $100,000 investment, you're gaining 10% at the end of year one or the beginning of year two. You've got $110,000. Now in year two, let's say the stock market is losing 10%. Which means what? Your neighbor's losing 10%, but because you're in the indexing strategy, what are you losing? You're not losing anything because you're contractually guaranteed against losses. So here you are, year two, you've got 110,000, your neighbor's got 99,000. So let's then go to year three. Year three is a little bit better. There are gains in the market and on the indexing strategy of 5%. So at year three, you have 115,500. What does your neighbor have? Well, your neighbor got the same 5% gain in year three, but they're just really largely recovering from loss. So they have 103,950. What's the difference in this? Well, it's 11,550 over a 3-year period, and it's solely because of the annual lock-in and reset that we can exercise through the indexing strategy. Let's look at a little bit longer term picture. Let's go back to year 2000. If you remember what the early part of that decade was like, the S&P really was not doing well. Took some consecutive losses, 3 consecutive years. So your neighbor's investment of $100,000 would have been reduced to less than 60,000 in the S&P 500. If you're in the indexing strategy, sometimes this is called the RAF strategy, and if you love to listen to Lorette and Dave Arendts, as I do, they talk about the RAF strategy, which is a retirement approach free of taxes. Now we're not gonna get to the tax-free part of this today, but it's something we can certainly talk about. But if you compare the indexing or the RAF strategy to the S&P, what you see year 2000, there were some moderate gains using the indexing strategy where you had losses in the S&P. 2001 there were losses in the S&P, but there was just a zero. And keep in mind, zero can really be the hero because if you're not giving gains back, it means you're going to add to previous year's gains in subsequent years. And so let's look at what this translates to over a long period of time. If we're looking at the end of a 15-year period, we've got the S&P giving you an average gain, or let's pick on your neighbor still, it's giving your neighbor an average gain of 3.93%. You got a gain using the indexing or RAF strategy of 7.31%, keeping in mind that you did not give back gains in down years, and you got some moderate gains in down years. So what does this mean? It means at the end of 15 years, your neighbor has 141,000 based on their $100,000 investment. But because you're in the indexing strategy, capturing gains as you go, your $100,000 investment ended up being 282,000, which is essentially, is that double? Yes, would that be double? So you're getting a lot more money over time by not giving money back. And even in years where Let's look at 2009, where the S&P got 23%, the indexing only got 13%. So you're not always, again, getting all of the up of the stock market, but you're getting none of the down. So it translates into real dollars, real gains, capturing your gains. And remember, this is contractually guaranteed. We can also talk about at a later date, again, the retirement approach free of taxes, the RAF strategy, using insurance products for that purpose. That's a conversation we might want to have. But in any case, we'd love to talk with you. Let's chat. Give us a free telephone call here in the office. Littleton, Colorado. We're a Colorado-based company. We'd love to talk to you about these strategies and how they can work for your investment and your retirement future. Give us a call, 303-800-4242. You can talk with John. You can talk with Joel. But talk with America's Group. Let's see what we can do for you. Thanks. Have a great day.